Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to unpack one of the most dramatic and significant events in the Middle East in recent years, an event that has already captured global headlines and stirred heated discussions among military analysts, political leaders, and ordinary citizens alike. Iran, Egypt, and Lebanon coordinated to bombard Tel Aviv in Israel, and what shocked the world was not only the scale of the attack, but also the fact that Israel's highly praised defense system, often considered one of the strongest in the world, was successfully breached. To understand the depth of this incident, let us take a comprehensive journey through the exterior picture of what unfolded, the interior atmosphere within Israel and especially Tel Aviv, the performance of the defense system, the safety features that came into play, the unique selling points of this moment in history, the price that was paid both in human and material terms, and finally the conclusion of what this all means for the future of the region. When the bombardment began, the exterior reality was one of chaos, power, and destruction on a scale that left witnesses stunned. Imagine looking up into the night sky and instead of stars, seeing streaks of fire, glowing trails of rockets, and blinding flashes from explosions. The skies above Tel Aviv were crowded with missiles launched in rapid succession, while at the same time interceptors from Israel's defense systems tried desperately to lock onto targets and neutralize them before they struck the city. The exterior image was one of overwhelming force being applied all at once, a kind of coordinated storm designed not just to hit hard, but to break through the layers of protection that Israel has relied upon for years. People on the ground saw skyscrapers shudder from the shock waves, cars abandoned in the middle of roads, and streets lit up by the glow of fire and destruction. From the outside, it appeared like the city was under siege, with the sheer scale of missile fire painting a picture of total vulnerability. The visual spectacle alone was enough to terrify and to send a message. Israel's defenses were being tested in ways rarely seen before. On the interior level, the picture was equally chilling but more personal, more human. Inside Tel Aviv, residents rushed into bomb shelters as sirens screamed across the neighborhood. Families clutched each other, children cried in fear, and the atmosphere inside every home, every apartment building, every shelter was tense and heavy. The normal rhythm of city life, the cafes, the bustling markets, the sound of traffic, was replaced with silence punctuated only by explosions in the distance. People who had lived for years with the confidence that their country's defenses would always hold suddenly felt the fragility of that belief. There was confusion, fear, and the constant question of where the next missile would land. For ordinary citizens, the interior atmosphere was not about military strategy, but about survival. And for many, it was the first time they felt that the safety net they trusted had holes in it. When analyzing the performance of Israel's defense system during this attack, the story becomes more complex. For years, Israel has invested billions into creating a layered shield known as the Iron Dome, David's sling, arrow, and other advanced defense technologies. These systems are designed to detect, track, and intercept incoming threats before they reach their targets. In most past conflicts, the performance of these systems was nearly flawless, boasting interception rates of around 90%. But in this bombardment, the attackers used a strategy that tested the limits of performance. By launching massive volleys of rockets from multiple directions at the same time, Iran, Egypt, and Lebanon managed to overwhelm the algorithms and the hardware that made up Israel's shield. While the system still intercepted many rockets, enough slipped through to cause significant destruction in Tel Aviv. This moment demonstrated that even the most advanced system can reach a breaking point when subjected to sustained pressure from multiple fronts. Performance, once considered untouchable, was revealed to be impressive but not invincible. Safety features are always central in discussions of modern warfare, particularly when civilian lives are at stake. Israel has invested heavily in building a safety infrastructure that includes widespread bomb shelters, reinforced apartment complexes, warning sirens, and public education on how to respond in times of attack. These safety features did save lives in Tel Aviv during the bombardment, as countless people managed to get into shelters in time. Emergency response teams were quick to move, hospitals activated disaster protocols, and communication channels kept citizens informed. However, the safety features, much like the defense system, were tested to their absolute limits. In some areas, shelters were overcrowded. In others, the warning time was too short for people to react fully. The sense of safety, while partially effective, was far from perfect. This attack highlighted that even with extensive preparations, no safety net is flawless when the attack itself is designed to break through every layer of defense at once. The unique selling point of this event lies in what it symbolized for both sides. For Israel, the breach was a wake-up call. For years, the nation has relied on the Iron Dome and other technologies as a reassurance to its people and as a deterrent to its enemies. But for Iran, Egypt, and Lebanon, the ability to overwhelm and breach this shield represented a symbolic victory. It was proof that Israel's aura of invulnerability could be pierced. This was not just about rockets hitting Tel Aviv, it was about rewriting the psychological and strategic balance in the region. The unique aspect here is that the event proved the power of coordination and number. One country alone might not have achieved this, but when three nations synchronized their efforts, the results were dramatic. This demonstrated a new strategy in modern warfare, overwhelming a system through cooperation and scale rather than purely technological superiority. The price of this event was staggering and multifaceted. On the financial side, the cost of launching missiles and interceptors is enormous. Each interceptor fired by Israel's defense systems costs tens of thousands of dollars, while the rockets used by attackers are comparatively cheap, creating an imbalance in economic cost. For Israel, the damage to infrastructure, from residential buildings to public facilities, will require millions if not billions to repair. For the attacking countries, the price is also political and economic, as such actions invite potential retaliation, sanctions, and global condemnation. But above all, the price was human. Lives were lost, families were torn apart, and countless citizens were left traumatized. The emotional and psychological scars on the people of Tel Aviv are immeasurable. Parents will remember the fear in their children's eyes, and entire communities will remember the sound of explosions echoing through the night. This human cost is the deepest price of all, overshadowing even the financial and military aspect. Drawing all of these threads together, the conclusion of this event is that the balance of power in the Middle East has shifted, if only slightly, but in a way that will have long-term consequences. The attack on Tel Aviv was not just a physical strike, but a symbolic message that Israel's defenses can be breached, and that coordinated attacks pose a threat even to the most advanced systems in the world. For Israel, the conclusion is clear. More investment, more innovation, and perhaps a re-evaluation of strategy are urgently needed. For the attackers, the conclusion is equally clear. Their strategy of cooperation and overwhelming force was effective in proving a point, even if it comes at the cost of potential retaliation. For the people of Tel Aviv, the conclusion is more personal. The sense of invulnerability is gone, replaced by a sobering awareness of vulnerability. As we reflect on this event, it becomes clear that the future of the region will be shaped by what comes next. Will Israel respond with even greater force, escalating the cycle of violence? Will this incident push international powers to intervene more directly to prevent a broader war? Or will it become a turning point where both sides recognize that continued escalation leads only to greater destruction? These questions remain unanswered, but what is certain is that the bombardment of Tel Aviv and the breach of Israel's defense system will be remembered as a historic moment, a turning point in the ongoing conflict. And so, in wrapping up this deep analysis, we can say that the event unfolded with an exterior of overwhelming destruction, an interior of fear and confusion, a performance that was both impressive and flawed, safety features that worked but not without strain, a unique selling point that shattered illusions of invulnerability, a price that was devastating on all levels, and a conclusion that leaves the future uncertain but undeniably changed.